Another day, another California company that's been there forever, fleeing to Texas. 𝗪𝗡𝗄 Foods, the mozzarella king behind your Domino's pizza, shutting down its 115-year-old plant after high costs, anti-business climate, and regulations, massive over-regulations in California, made staying impossible. What's this look like? Let's get into it. Here we go. There have been so many companies with 300, 400, 500, 600 employees closing down in California. I mean, it's like every week there's a couple of them. This is one of those that I looked at and I'm like, all right. I mean, you can only cover so much, right? And there's so much exodus out of California. It's just wild. And these are big companies. These are companies that have been in these communities literally for sometimes over 100 years. And like that, boom, they're gone. Those jobs are gone. That community is decimated. All that money, all the incomes, those jobs, livelihood, mortgages, kids in school, all that life stuff, just boom, gone. And what does California do? Well, the governor's he's pretty busy working on memes about Trump and, how he's going to run in 2028 because he's done such a great job here, right? Done such a great job. We should elect him to go out and, conquer the rest of the United States the way he's done to California. Food supplier to Domino's and Papa John's closing California plant after 115 years. Let's watch a couple of videos. This started back in 2021, and they're going to Lubbock, Texas. They're going to land of Billy Holly. Buddy Holly, not Billy Holly. I was going to say Billy Idol. Buddy Holly, right? Went down in that. What was it? Was it a plane crash? It was a plane crash. Sad deal. Let's watch this. Here we go.
𝗪𝗡𝗄 East in Lemoore has been in operation since 1910.
This is the plant right here.
Processing dairy for customers all over the world and employing generations of families.
My dad hauled milk cans into that plant back in the 50s.
𝗣𝗥𝗘𝗠𝗜 lives in the shadow of the plant and worked there himself for 35 years.
This is the highest paying job in the valley. One of the highest paying factory jobs in the valley. It's going to be a great loss to the city of Lemoore. It's going to be devastating.
On Thursday, 𝗪𝗡𝗄 announced they're closing the plant in early 2026.
This is going to devastate the community of Lemoore. Not getting all these taxes that have been coming in over the years because of this plant. It's going to put a hurt on Lemoore, the city of Lemoore, big time.
In a statement,
and this is the kind of thing, exodus of jobs, moving jobs out because of an anti-business climate, because of costs that are too high, and just basically not an environment where businesses can expand and grow and flourish. California has just absolutely restricted the heck out of everything to the point where nobody wants to run a business there. And so even though these businesses have been going since, forever, they're at that point now, 2021, 𝗪𝗡𝗄 Foods, they decided, Lubbock, Texas, you got a big plot of land there. They're building a 258-acre facility because I'm going to show you a video where it's wide open. They got plenty of land. They can do whatever they need to. They can build whatever. They can have land to accommodate future development. In California, they're basically telling you 10 ways from Sunday, don't do business here. Don't do business here. Let's finish out this video.
Statement acquired by the Hanford Sentinel, a 𝗪𝗡𝗄 spokesperson said they're closing because of the facility's age, high operating costs in California, the long-term milk supply outlook, and the fact that they're investing in a new facility in Texas.
You work so hard all those years for your retirement, and then all of a sudden, they shut it down. That's who I feel for.
𝗪𝗡𝗄 says they gave employees about a 14 months notice to help them through the transition. Costa says that's the kind of company they've always been. But for those forced to now update their resumes,
I just pray for them.
Let's take a look at the new facility. Let's see what they're going to.
Manufacturing facility today, and it is massive, 850,000 square feet and 260 acres. To put that into perspective, it's just a little bit smaller than our South Plains Mall. And one of the workers even told me he walks 13 miles a day while at work.
I'm almost at a loss of words for how impactful this is, not just to our community, but to Latino Foods as well.
And with one simple cut, 6 years of plans officially open for business. 𝗪𝗡𝗄 Foods is the largest mozzarella cheese producer in the world, and its new manufacturing plant is now in East Lubbock. And 600 new jobs came with it, with 400 still open.
It's providing jobs for our citizens. It's providing a tremendous impact to our community, and we're helping to feed the world.
It will process over 500 gallons of milk per day from farmers in the West Texas region. John Osborne, president of Lubbock Economic Development, says it's even better than he imagined, not just for those who work for the company, but with the company.
Almost 200 trucks a day of milk come into the plant, and then that milk gets separated into the various components of milk to make the mozzarella cheese, as well as whey and all the proteins, the nutrients that they use to make the different nutritional products that they make. And so they use every ounce of that milk product as after it comes in to make sure that there's no waste.
And by no waste, they really mean it, with 2 million gallons of clean water returned to the city each day from the plant.
Nice.
And after 4.4 million hours and 1,400 contractors a day, their first shipment is almost ready to go.
The fact that they're going to be making cheese next week is so exciting.
So, I mean, you've just got this. You've got this. Everybody going out of California, and so many big businesses going into Texas. And it's not because Texas has palm trees and, the beach and girls in bikinis. Texas doesn't have that. I mean, a little bit of action down on the Houston. You know what I mean? But we're not looking at that. We are looking at who's pro-business, who has an affordable environment, who has low taxes, who has low gasoline. Who wants us? Who wants us? And Texas said, we'll take you. 𝗪𝗡𝗄 Foods, come right here. Come right here. And the deal with Lubbock, Texas. Lubbock, Texas is kind of to the north and west of Dallas. It's to the south and west of Oklahoma City. And it's out there, right? I mean, it's out there. Lubbock, Texas is out there. But that's where you want to be when you're looking at bringing in milk, right? Because you're putting a lot of cheese on a lot of pizzas, Domino's and Papa John's. 𝗪𝗡𝗄 Foods, headquartered in Denver, Colorado, supplies cheese for fast food pizza restaurants, including Domino's, Pizza Hut, and Papa John's. For the last 115 years, it's been in Lemoore, in rural Central Valley, but now more than a century of history is coming to a close. Man, they gave him 14 months to basically say, hey, we're out of here, guys. I mean, you are seeing history being rewritten from the standpoint of liberal policies don't work. Conservative policies do. That is literally what you are seeing in real time. But you know what? Go ahead and vote for Governor Gavin Newsom, podcaster Newsom, because he's doing such a swell job of pushing all these businesses out. I don't see how you can support that. I don't see any way, shape, or form how you can say, oh yeah, he's done a great job. I mean, he's pushed a whole bunch of businesses out. A couple of big ones leave just about every single month. I mean, big companies that have been there forever and have massive impact on their local community when they get shut down. You're basically just emptying out the lifeblood of a town. That's what's happened. You're having that happen in Benicia, California. Same thing. You got refineries being shut down that shouldn't be shut down. But because California has such an anti-oil gas, and you got this green energy thing they're also worked up about that's not really doing anything. It's just kind of mentally deficient. You've just got so much in the way of self-induced policy that's going the wrong way. Now, these guys are just trying to put some cheese on pizza, right? And they want to do it efficiently, and they want to do it where the cows are. I thought the cows comment was an interesting one from the standpoint of environmentalists don't like cows because, cows fart and, it just warms up the environment. whatever. When you look at an aerial view of this plant, you realize, oh, there's a lot of dirt around this and it's flat. You don't have to go through all these ridiculous environmental regulations. You don't have to go through the California Energy Commission. You don't have to go through all of this just absolute nonsensical shenanigans that you do in California just to get a business up and running. Don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. And they are literally, in 6 years, they've built this and they're up and going. They're up and going this week. They're putting cheese out that's going to be on your pizza. They're running. By next year, Texas location is expected to have doubled the size, but they are leaving one of the facilities. What we're talking about is the West plant, and I think they're leaving the East plant, something along those lines. This choice in no way reflects the hard work of our approximately 300 Lemoore East employees. That's the one that got shut down, okay? They're leaving the West one, another 300, who contribute to Leprino's success every day. That's the corporate statement where they're like, oh, we got to say something. We're shutting it down. Hey, you guys are doing good work, but we're going in a different direction. We're going in a different direction. Another interesting note here. James Leprino, late founder of the company, started it with $615 in savings and ended up amassing a net worth of $3.1 billion by 2017. Food company. Cheese on pizza. Major mozzarella. Just mozzarella. So California can't hold something together as basic as a cheese factory. They make cheese. They make mozzarella, right? California can't work out how to keep that going. And it's because they've made everything so expensive and so many regulations that you're just literally pushing these businesses out. You're pushing them out. They can no longer stay. Same thing with the people that are working in California. You are seeing a massive exodus. Massive exodus. They're going to Florida and they're going to Texas because that's where the jobs are. The jobs are not being created. You got some AI in San Francisco, and you've got some anomalies in there, of course. But stuff like this, where you've got a manufacturing plant that is based upon, all right, you've got a plant and you've got the infrastructure to run the plant and you've got the management and you've got all the wages. You just can't do that in California. It's a total no-go. So now literally the media is bundling up these stories into a 3-pack. 3 or more major businesses close or move out of state. Got Blue Diamond. They make the nuts, right? Delicious, what are they? Almonds that I like to eat. We got Blue Diamond. They make the delicious almonds. Just a little bit of salt, just a scooch. We got Leprino Foods. That's what we're talking about. And we've already covered Anheuser-Busch. Closing, leaving California. This is ongoing. And we skip down, we get into Chevron. Yep, Chevron has moved. They took their headquarters and they moved from California and they moved to Houston. Houston, we've got a problem. We got Twitter that moved to Austin. SpaceX, Elon Musk, Oracle, Hewlett-Packard, Charles Schwab, Toyota Motor North America. All of these companies left California dreaming, and they're in Texas. They just said, we can't do it here. We got to go. And so much of that happened during the pandemic, right? People were just like, oh, their reaction to how the big blue states handled the pandemic versus Texas versus Florida versus Idaho, right? I mean, it was night and day. This article states, which I found kind of entertaining, we're talking about the whole Chevron X, Twitter, SpaceX, Hewlett-Packard all leaving. There's just a few of the mega businesses leaving California because of the state's leftist/Marxist politics, and regulatory environment. Marxist. They're just straight out calling it, hey, let's go with Marxist. We've got a socialist mayor here in the city of Seattle as of January 1st. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Socialism works for those who don't. And you're seeing a lot of these far left policies. You've seen that from Gavin Newsom. You've seen it from elected leaders in California. You've got some folks in California that have their heads screwed on, but they're typically affiliated with Republicans. And just like Republicans here in the state of Washington, they don't really get a voice because, it's just so far left here that there's no real room for a Republican to have any kind of input that's going to go anywhere, because you've got all these people that are just mentally deranged, and they just figure, let's just keep going down these same roadways, same pathways. I don't understand why businesses are leaving left and right. And yet all the data is right in front of you there. Let's see. You got the most poverty. You got the highest home prices. You got the highest gas prices. You've got, the list just goes on. You got the greatest inflation. It just goes on and on and on and on and on of all things. You've got the most taxes. You've got the most regulations. You got the least friendly business environment in the country. And then you wonder, why are businesses leaving? And if you're not responding to that, that means you just don't care. And that's what I think Democrat leadership in California is basically stating right now. And in Washington state, we don't care if big business leaves, because we are more. Leadership in Washington state has literally come out and said, we don't care about Microsoft. We don't care about Amazon. We don't care about all these businesses. We care about the school teacher that might leave Washington state because she's not being taken care of. Yeah, it's like, all right, but if she gets fired because there aren't enough people living here to send their children to her school because all the businesses have left and you don't have enough taxpayers to foot the bill of the overall tax scheme, and she leaves because of that, can you really say it's because you're not taking care of her or you're not taking care of business? You're not taking care of business, and the socialists don't care. That's the thing. They don't care. They're so hell-bent on believing that they're correct that they're not willing to look anywhere outside of their little blinders. And that's how you get a situation where you've got all these businesses just on a regular basis, let's go to Texas. It is an absolute just exodus. It's, parting of the seas, biblical style, right? All right, guys, here we go. We're going right through the ocean. Here we go. Going to Texas. Wild stuff. And the reaction from elected leaders in California, they're kind of like, well, yeah, we've got the biggest economy in the world, other than, China and the United States and India, something like that. We've got the biggest gross domestic product if we were our own country. Yeah, well, you're shrinking that rapidly. Nicely done. You also got a massive population that is experiencing poverty because of these policies that are pushing businesses out. You're going to see just a bunch more. You're going to see a bunch more because the business climate in California is not conducive to keeping on going. Can't do it. It's a no-go. How excited are probably some of those folks that can get a job in Lubbock, Texas, 50, 60, 70 grand and afford a home? Wild stuff, right? Wild concept. Now, you got to live there. You got to live in Lubbock, Texas, but got a job, house, raise a kid, American dream. Not all bad. Little bit hotter than California. Just a scooch. Although Central Valley gets pretty hot there too. That's it for me on this one. Thanks so much for being here. Love to have you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.